I would like, if we don't mind, to give a resounding round of applause to Honorable Olorogu Kenneth Baggy as he comes to make his speech on the subject matter, Educate a Girl to Secure the Future.
Where should I start from, having listened to His Excellency with such power of oratorship with regards to the issue and where we find ourselves as Nigerians? I have been directed to usher in and welcome the mayor of the city of Cork. So join me and organizers of this event to usher the mayor of Cork into the arena. Let me start by, first and foremost, say with so much honor that I'm actually delighted to still find Nigerians in this numbers in a time like this, coming together for a purpose, and that being the advancement of the girls' child education. But for us to start, I don't know, I had come in here a bit late. I want to crave your indulgence that the situation we have back at home is not the best, with so many daughters of ours incarcerated somewhere by people I consider faceless, people that have no reason to take children of that age into captivity for whatever reason. And for that reason, I crave your indulgence if you do a moment of silence, that wherever these daughters of ours are, it could have been your daughter, it could be anybody's daughter that has been captured. So if Nigerians and our friends here in Cork could rise up and let's observe a moment of silence and ask God to release those children back to us as parents in the name of God. Thank you. Having said so, I have been asked to make comments on the issue of girls' child, either advancement or education. And I'm sure the organizers of this program must have thought it wise, because before my predecessor in office, All agree that we need individual prayers to see our daughters that are currently held hostage released. But a bit of a digression. I came in and met a gentleman who was speaking and said so much about Biafra and togetherness of Nigerians. I kind of look at it a bit differently because there is nothing to bear. Those who choose or want to be Nigerians are at liberty to do so given the expediency of what we go through today in life. We don't need to beg anybody. But I was seriously embarrassed yesterday as I came into the country. I was going to visit her Lord Mayor, and at the council I saw retinue of persons who claim to be Biafrans. So as I came down to visit the mayor's office, I thought it makes an urgent reason for me to find out who they were. And I walked up to them and I said, "Who are you?" He says, "I'm a Biafran." They were there with ladies, children. I immediately made contact with my home government to say, there's an embarrassing situation here. And the situation is, we have Nigerians who claim to be Biafrans and what have you. And they kind of educated me very badly, telling me of their radio stations, telling me of where they came from, telling me that, but very painfully. And maturity, my mother will always tell me, is a virtue. Very, very painfully. One of the young men that was talking to me had said to me, "Where are you from?" And I said to him, "I'm an Orobo man." He said, "Yes, you're a Biafran." I said, "Me, yes." Permit me for this audience not to tell you what I told that day, but I was very, very upset. We went into a very lengthy argument. The problem we have at home is the problem of too much resources in the hands of stupid people, and they do not know the value of what they call life. This gentleman argued with me endlessly, telling me why before Lord Lugard came to power, Urobos were Biafrans and we remain Biafrans, and as though we've been conquered. So I immediately made spirited effort to reach my leaders to find out where we stand in the divide. I delivered a lecture so many years ago, and that lecture was titled "A Motherless Nation." I will not bore you this afternoon to go into that lecture. Nigeria as a country has no mother, no father, and as such, people have used it or misused it as the case may be, and as such, as a result of excessive drink and food, they come up with ideas such as the one that has emulated Biafran, with all of them holding a Nigerian passport with no effort to do otherwise. But having said so, some of you would have read that I was the last but one minister for education responsible for child or girls' education, as it were, because the level at which we are discussing right now talks about children between elementary to high school. I dare to make an analogy. I made an analysis of the effort of the Nigerian government before my time as a minister and what we did as a government Educating the girl's child has become a bit more difficult if you have to draw a line, and I'd like to compress this discussion to read between southern Nigeria and northern Nigeria. For those of you who understand the geometrics of what it is, it has become very, very difficult. While the southern Nigeria have made efforts because of religion, because of where we have come from, because of advancement, because of exposure, has been able to educate or accept the education of the girl's child in the southern part of Nigeria as a norm. We still have severe difficulties in educating our daughters and girls' children in the north. To the extent that this government, we came up with policies and strategies to see how very best we can get children, our girls' children in the north educated. Under my tenure as a minister, we created no less than 215 Nigerian schools. I'm sure some of you will find it difficult to understand the meaning of Nigerians, which means we went into under the trees in some parts of the north to set up hamlets where our daughters will be accommodated and educated, because it has become a problem. We did not only establish these Amajari schools everywhere in the north, we came up with a policy where parents were either punished or deprived or given conditionalities for children to be allowed to go to school. On one of the occasions, when we did the educational initiative with Mr. President, what was less to be done was whether the Mr. President have the powers. And as you know, Nigeria is a federating unit, a federal government where states are now autonomous, local government now have what they have to do. So the extent to which Mr. President or we at the federal level has to do with implementing policies at the lower level became a problem. You will know that children at that level are harassed and better abused, sexually and otherwise, and they find it more promising for them not to go to school as opposed to go to school. So you have a sharp situation where in the core north, you have our daughters not being allowed to go to school, rather send them for marriages, send them to the homes of husbands and what have you. In the south, that is not the case. The parents have become a bit more enlightened in situations where they allow their children to go to school and allow them to be educated. In the east, we had a bit of an ugly situation in the east where children are sent to go and do trading, petty trading, and street trading they call them. So we decided to come up with policies. I created 8 federal government colleges across the country to take in girls' children alone to boarding houses. It is delighted to note that all the schools today are in force, and students have all been moved. The federal government is doing exactly what it needs to do to get a girl's child as much as possible from the north. These 8 schools that were established initially during my tenure as minister, my predecessor in office, the gentleman who has taken over from me, has established a bit more than that right now. But you find that government has spent money. Government has done what he can do. I made an analysis of what government perhaps in Cork or Ireland would have spent on education and compared to what the government of Nigeria has spent on education. If you take a sharp comparison, money for money, you find that we have spent as much as 40% more than the British government has spent on education compared to what the Nigerian government has spent. If you take the American government, compare it, what they have spent on education compared to what we have spent on education, you find that the Nigerian government has spent more on education than the American government, and no less the government of Ireland. However, in implementation and making it to have direct benefit and follow it all through, I would say that the government of Ireland, America, and the British government have held themselves sway in such a situation that implementation and direct benefits to these children of ours are more effective than the Nigerian situation. To that extent, we've got work in our hand to do. We've got things to correct and to make it even better. Are individuals doing what they need to do in Nigeria to support the religious bodies? Either you have the Anglican Church, the Catholic Church, the Pentecostal Church. They have gone into establishment of churches with a view of getting out the girl's child, which of course is our focus this evening, out of the street as much as possible with a view of educating them. It will interest you that only last year we gave money as individuals, as foundation members to Rotary, and we had asked Rotary to do a 60-20-20 situation of eradicating our streets with the education of the girl's child. One will agree here that charity, they say, begins at home, and money will obviously not be sufficient at all times to do what we need to do. So we had taken that first step in Delta State by giving no less than $250,000 US to computerize and train Delta children, particularly our girls, at computer literacy. As you know, the two gentlemen on my right are Rotarians. Monies or such funds to Rotary do not mature on the day you do them. But this was done 2.5 years ago, so it is interesting to note that September this year, Rotary, in collaboration with The Foundation, will be educating these children, who are no less than 300 in the first phase, from universities that have been delineated for such purpose, with a view of training these children who can become secretaries by better computer knowledge. And I must thank Rotary for participating or being a partner in this situation to get our children out of the street. The Foundation in the last 9 years have educated our children, particularly girls, across the country. And it is interesting to note that as we stand today, we have educated no less than 394 Deltans and Nigerians by providing them scholarship from colleges of education to polytechnics and to university level to contribute to this eradication of illiteracy in our land. Having said so, there's nothing anybody will do that will be too much to eradicate illiteracy in our land. And I'm particularly more keen with the issue of the girls' child education because should you educate one woman child, one girl child, the tendency is that you have educated 50 male child. The reason for my decision as a minister to create these federal government girls' colleges, because all of us here men have come from a woman, in my opinion, and all of us here men have been mentored and brought up by a woman. So to that extent, if you properly educate one female child, it's as good as you have educated 10, statistically 10 female child. Because the education of that one female child will translate and transform the left. The situation can drag from here, from diseases as a result of lack of understanding to calamities if our girls were to be left uneducated. So I strongly join my hands to the organization of Educate One Girl Child and Train 10 Male Society. In fact, the campaign in Nigeria is very strong, a lot more stronger than it is here right now, because you know that you are rather becoming more ministers as women than men in Nigeria because the campaign is very strong. So, I solicit the support of our brothers and sisters here to create gender, they call them gender inequality in Nigeria, but I believe that the women are taking upper hand there. I don't know what is happening in Cork here, but I would like to pause because I've been told that there will be a lot of question and answer session for me. Instead of me using this opportunity to say everything I have to say, let me pause for a while, spacing the fact that the girls' child education is a must. Unless we do that, we'll find calamity at our doorstep. Thank you very much.